Alright, what you see here is a Mainstays hugger ceiling fan. As you can see, it is a bit more worn out after being outside for a few months now. I've had it out there for about a good 3.5 months, so I figured it was a good time to bring it in to show its update on a condition. And then I'll do that again in another 3 months, about another 3 months later, and so on and so forth until I get to the 1 year mark point. So, yeah. As you can see, the sticker that had the day code is peeled off. Same thing if one of the stickers are on the light kit portion. There's still one right here. I think there was just two of them. Yeah. Oh, and there's still one right there with the switch housing. But yeah, two of them have peeled off. The pull chain's gotten a bit rusty on this one in one spot. The screws have gotten rusty in some areas and such. The blade screws that hold the blade arms to the fan motor are all completely rusted up. And as you can see, the blades are starting to droop downwards. All four of them. No, that one right there is probably the one that's the least droopy out of all four. Now what I've done is I just had the fan exactly the way you see here without the glass on it and the blades attached to it, just the motor housing and the blade arms upside down, basically facing upwards towards the sky. So this will be facing towards the sky, this portion of it. And the blades will be just leaning against a wall or like a fence in the backyard, and that's how it's gone like this. So it's not exactly like how the Wade vintage fans more did it years ago with that Littleton. If I could, I would definitely do that with this and actually test it outside, but I can't do that in the apartment backyard and such since there's no plug. Plus, I don't think the neighbors would really want to see something like this out there. And as you can see, the bearing, there's a part in the bearing that's kind of a bit funny and such. I did have to oil it to get it to free up because the thing was completely locked up and such. And it is a bit more noisy. The light socket in there is busted. This portion where you screw in the light bulb, that metal thing inside is completely rusted out. So I'm not gonna be fixing that because I really don't. It's not necessary, and if it's gonna end up getting like that again, then it's no point. Someone might say in the comments, "Oh, why don't you just keep the globe on it?" Well, I don't want the glass to shatter outside accidentally and then have that be in the driveway, so that's why. Which is the other reason why the glass still looks to be in pristine condition. But yeah, the blades, as you can see, have really started to get worn. Some of it I can really just peel off. I kind of rather just let it do it on its own and such. So yeah, it's literally just paper overlay as one would expect. And up there, you can see the sun kind of get a little bubbled up and such. I'm really trying not to touch that area because probably on the rust bubbles underneath will start to peel, like flake off and such. So by the next time you guys see it hung up after being outside, it'll probably be like that already. So yeah, let me go ahead and start off on low. I just let it run a little bit longer on high because if I have it start off on low when it's really slow, it's not gonna kick off. I would have to give it like a push start and such. Oh yeah, the fan is from July of 2020. So it came out, it was made during the, kind of like after the lockdown was lifted in most states and such during the pandemic. And another thing I feel is that this fan is a really great, um, how do I say it? A great embodiment of how a lot of people I feel think about this pandemic, which is just a bunch of garbage. That's like every situation about it, not like they're tired of it. It's just like it's just been a bad thing altogether. Like many people passing away, not being able to see people, and just a ton of other stuff. Not like talking about the political aspects that people try to make it to be. I'm talking about like the health reasons and such. It still does go pretty fast on the low speed, considering the blades are the way they are. But I feel like once they soak up more and expand a bit more, they'll be a bit heavier. So it'll probably be a bit slower the next time around. It also does remind me a lot of that video Fan of Vacuums did of an abandoned house with the few emperors in that studio series, and there was like a Walmart version of one of these outside, and like a sunroom of some sort, and it looks just like this basically. But yeah, you can hear the motor. Alright, let's go ahead and move it up to medium. And like I have said before, once it gets completely rusted up after the year, I'm still going to keep it. I've seen fans like in this condition over the years as a kid and going into my teens, so it is kind of a childhood look for me seeing non-outdoor fans and stuff like this, like Littletons, quick connects, stuff like that. Nothing like really that great, but thankfully, but that's kind of the other reason why I wanted to do this, is to kind of recreate a fan like that. And from Colt's video too, the Littleton outside. But yeah, it just goes to show you can literally leave a fan out there for a few months while it get rained on, snowed on, and everything, and it's still gonna work. I don't really promote doing this. I'm just doing it more for experiment purposes, more just out of curiosity to see how a fan would do. Like a fan like this is cheap, will hold up being exposed completely to the outdoor elements, being rained on and snowed on, all that, and see how it holds up over a year. Whether it even works a year later, who knows? But that's just part of the experiment. Alright, and now for high. So one thing I will say, the high speed, despite the blades being the way they are, the high speed hasn't really been affected. I wouldn't say it's going faster, but it looks like it. But I mean, I did put oil in it, so maybe it loosened it up even more from when I got it. I do remember that the motor was a bit stiff when I first got it, so the oil maybe could have freed it up a little bit more. But who knows? And probably had very cheap oil bearings. The bearings probably used very cheap oil, so that could have been the other thing too. But yeah, after I do the videos of it, it's going right back outside, and next time you guys will see it is the next time it's hung up, basically. I am feeling a breeze from it though. It's not much, but I am feeling something. Yeah, it's really not much of a breeze, but the fact that it's even moving any air, considering the condition it's in, I'm pretty surprised by that. So I'll give it some props. It's actually able to move very decent amount of air in its condition. I'm not saying that it's moving decent air in general, just I'm just surprised it's moving this amount considering the blade's condition. Is what I mean. Alright. Spin down. And then I'll show it on reverse. Spin down is very likely going to be very quick. But it could surprise me. My biggest concern though is with it being outside is only that the blades completely like get to a point where while I test it they could fly off at me, but again it's part of the experiment. If it happens and it happens on camera, that'll be unique, but we'll see what happens. Alright, here's the reverse. Definitely does go slower on no reverse. I'm not surprised by that. All right. Now for reverse high. So that runs about the same. Reverse high. So yeah. That'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed and stay tuned for more videos to come.